Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to do something, I think just about every video I do something just a little bit different than the last. This one I went down an eBay rabbit hole and ended up finding some odd things, to say the least. So today we're going to do a top 10 weirdest, interesting finds on eBay that have sold. And then we'll also do a top 10 things you can currently buy that are on the stranger, weirder, more bizarre, even creepy side, some of these things. Some of them really aren't, creepy or weird necessarily, but just kind of not something you would expect to buy on eBay or probably anywhere else. So we will take a look at that. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to Justin and the Lou. Just came up with that this week and was proud of it, so I'm going to use it. Let's get into it. So number 10, we have a medieval eye poker. The seller says that it is a medieval torture device, dungeon. It's blacksmith made. Sold for $186 with $8 shipping. So the seller says that it is a medieval eye gouge poker torture device that was made by a blacksmith. Weighs 1.5 pounds, 22 inches long, 4.5 inches wide. Has beautiful leaf accents, 3/8 inch rod. It says it was made by a local blacksmith, which kind of makes me think it's probably not medieval, probably something newer. And if it is, to me it looks more like a candle holder. So something that they would have used back in the day to light the way as they were, walking, or even potentially put that into some sort of holder itself to light up a room. I didn't really see anything. Did a search for these. Nothing came up. So I'm kind of thinking it was sold as an eye poker, but it was actually a candle holder. I wouldn't think something meant to torture people would have leaf accents, made onto it. So not really scary looking in that aspect. Number 9, we have a Megasized Dorito, sold for $5,100. Actually got 16 bids. And it looks like this was a TikTok famous item, which is probably why it ended up selling for this much, or selling at all. And as you can see there, it's got the office mugs for size comparisons. You got Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute, and then you got Angela in the background there. It's kind of cool. I probably would have just eaten it, not tried to sell it, and I would have missed out on $5,000, so good on him. Number 8, we have an authentic World War II bazooka shaped Cheeto. This one only sold for $8.50 after receiving 7 bids. The seller says it's a highly sought after, one-of-a-kind item that would be a perfect gift for any history buff or fan of the crunchy orange snap. So good effort. I mean, he did sell a worthless Cheeto for $8.50. He even includes a picture of a World War II bazooka. So for comparison there, it definitely resembles it, but not something I would have thought to sell. But again, he made $8.50 on he probably paid $2-3 for the bag of Cheetos if he got the full-size bag, and maybe less than $1 if it was just a small bag. So $8.50 for one Cheeto, not bad. Number 7, we have a very creepy item. It is a haunted antique creepy doll, 19 inches tall. It sold for $245. Definitely creep factor up on this one. Seller says it is haunted. A friend of his found it in a burnt out house, and there was nothing in the house except for the doll. Creepy, right? Cataracts, breasts, amputated legs. Weird. She really is quite terrifying, but at the same time, precious. Such a special freaky doll, 19 inches tall. So this very easily could have been faked. It does look antique-ish, so maybe some value there anyway, but nice little story to go along with it, so not bad. $245 for that. Number 6, we have a ball of lint, which sold for a whole $1. Not sure how that's possible. And the description just says ball of lint. And the other thing I don't get is the image here is from Shutterstock, so it's a stock image of a ball of lint. So they didn't even take a picture of their actual ball of lint that they're selling. So not real sure how that anybody bought that, but I'm assuming it was just a gag gift maybe, or just to be able to say, hey, I bought a ball of lint off eBay for $1. But the seller has over 1,000 reviews, so seems like it's a pretty reputable person and 100% positive feedback. So must have just been something fun that they did. Number 5, we have a mounted teddy bear head. The title says mounted vintage antique mohair teddy bear head with teeth, taxidermy oddity. This thing got 9 bids and sold for $109, and it is creepy. So here's some close-up pictures of it. You can see the face a little bit better. Not something I'd want hanging on a wall in my house. Maybe in like a shed or somewhere where I wanted to scare people. Maybe a haunted house, haunted ride of some sort. But $109 for that thing. And the seller says, I've had this hanging in my library for years, but he is moving and needs to pare down his collections and take down so he doesn't frighten potential home buyers, which is smart on his part. Old bear made with very soft wool or mohair. Here's your chance to own something no one else has, which I fully believe. And it's 7 inches tall and 6 inches wide. Number 4, so it's a McDonald's Fry from 1997. I'm not sure why you would hold on to this. It sold for 11 cents. 4 bids, 11 cents. So it has been around for, what, 24 years, and it sold for 11 cents. So probably not worth hanging on to for that long. The description says that it's the oldest known McDonald's French fry, two small fragments of original 90s McDonald's French fries, and it comes with a bag. The fry was found in a bag dated from April 7th, 1997. The story goes, years ago when at someone's dad's old estate sale, I purchased a stack of old paper bag McDonald's Happy Meals bags. I didn't notice at first, but when I brought home to show my wife, she first noticed a grease stain in one package. We opened the bag, and to our amazement, 2 fragments of original 1997 McDonald's French fries were inside. We have done our best to preserve the quality over the years and have kept in the same condition as found. So I guess they haven't kept it themselves for that long. They just happened to find it at an estate sale when they bought some old bags. Still kind of strange, but hey, they got 11 cents. So number 3, one of my favorite of the group, but also probably not something I would purchase. It's Devil Horns Possum Paw. So the title says, a possum taxidermy devil horns weird paw gift. It sold for $18. Up for sale is a possum paw displaying the rock on devil horn sign with its fingers. It is 6 inches tall and a 2x2 inch hardwood base. Weird, crazy, and very different. Thanks for looking. So just kind of a big fan of the idea behind it, but it is a very creepy thing to own. Looking at the paw, and just like you can see the blood in its nails and the little bits of fur, and there's no fur on the palm of its paw, and just kind of a creepy thing, but kind of cool at the same time. Number 2, we have a porcine mitral valve. So this is a part of a pig's heart. It is expired. It expired in July of 2015. And it sold for $37 with 2 bids. Can't really tell from the picture what it looks like, but I believe that is what is in there. So looked up, just because it said expired, how long do porcine mitral valves last? And it says pig heart valves used as replacements typically last 10 to 15 years. And the number 1 weirdest, strangest thing that I found that somebody bought on eBay is a drill bit that was removed from someone's hand. In the picture they include the x-ray, so you can kind of see the drill bit there next to his thumb in the middle, and it says, you were bidding on the broken drill bit they removed from the inside of my hand. I was on a ladder and the drill fell off the top and I tried to catch it. It went straight into my hand and off to the emergency room we went. So much blood. I had my wife run all the red lights. It went through the palm of my hand and came out the top of the finger, free shipping. So this sold for $16.99 with 1 bid. I guess it does have kind of a cool story, conversation starter. And so if you're squeamish, this next picture, it shows the injury itself, so there's some blood. So you can see here, this is them at the hospital, hand over a pan. I'm assuming that's before it got taken out. And then on the right, you'll see the actual drill bit in 2 different pieces there. So that is what the person bought. All right, so now we got through the sold listings. Now let's look at the 10 things that at the time of recording this were currently listed. So number 10, we have a bottle of Indiana Air that is inside of a Pepsi bottle, selling for $100. And as you see, just Pepsi bottle, nothing special, but apparently it's in Indiana. I'm assuming they took the cap off and then put the cap back on, so the air was from there. So for $100, you can have yourself a nice bottle of Indiana Air. Number 9, we have a Bigfoot footprint cast, a recast of a 2010 footprint found in, I'm probably going to butcher this, Uwharrie National Forest. So kind of cool if it's legit. So this would be a mold that was taken from an imprint of what they're suspecting to be a Bigfoot. So I'll read the description here. This is made from the original mold. The casts are made to look like they were taken right from the forest floor to give the authentic look. Cast is made of hydrostone, which is extremely durable. Cast can be displayed flat on the shelf or hung on the wall for great display. Sturdy twine is embedded in the back of the cast for easy hanging. It approximately measures 18.5 inches long by 6.5 inches wide. And the person says they are an artist by trade, working in many different areas. Been a huge fan of Bigfoot and other cryptids for a very long time. Back in 2013, I was in North Carolina visiting friends and was able to make a mold of this footprint that was found in the Uwharrie National Forest sometime in 2010. I think it might be cool to recreate the original cast for sale. Please feel free to reach out with any questions. So just kind of a cool item. Again, another good conversation starter. And looks like when they did the mold, they used some things from the forest, like leaves and things in there to make it just look more authentic. And it's definitely a big foot, to say at least 18.5 inches long, is quite large. Number 8, we have a 1959 blonde mounted head. This one is extremely strange to me, but for $450, it could be yours. So it says 1959 blonde female head mounted on trophy wall plaque, mail order only, and it is rare. So the stuffed head is from 1959, was made available to the public only as a mail order item from the Honor House Products Corp. Out of Limbrook, New York. They advertised this item in men's adventure magazines as they felt this was the market and demographics they were reaching out to with this sort of unique item. And so you can read more of the description there. Here you can see a better picture close up, and then you can see one of the original ads for one of these things. So when it came out, you could have bought one for $2.98 plus 37 cents for shipping. Number 7. So this one is kind of cool. It's a haunted Hurst curtains. Selling for $55. There are 3 available, so you could potentially get 3 of them if you wanted. So these are curtains from a 1969 Cadillac Miller Meteor rear casket area door curtains. The vehicle was left abandoned, and the residence it was parked at complained about several spirits of a boy in a hoodie and woman in vintage brown dress would walk the halls of the home. Once the vehicle is removed from the property, the haunting left too. Your results may vary, but there's a creepy, unique gift or communication vessel for that hard to buy for a person. So if you know somebody that's into this kind of thing, this would be an awesome gift. As you can see here, they show the picture of the curtains in the back of the hearse, as well as what it will be shipped in, which is kind of a cool glass container with a cork over it. Hopefully that cork doesn't keep the spirits in, if that's what you're wanting, if you want the full experience. So $55, you could have that. Number 6, this one is one of the weirdest things to me that's on here. It's Faux woman's feet. Handcrafted, big size, fat, plump girl's foot, women's feet, sweet toes, whitening skin. $229. There are 3 available. The weirdest thing is there are 4 that have sold. So they had 7, they've sold 4, 3 are left. $229. Description. I'll hold this here so you can read some of it. It's made of silicone. So it's very, and if you look here at the pictures, you can see it's very realistic looking. Number 5, we have an 11-year-old Twinkie. Again, with this food stuff, not sure why you keep it this long. Maybe it's a situation where they just came across it like the other person did. They're trying to sell this for $249. Description says, package is unopened and the Twinkie is not edible as it is hard and stale. I should imagine after 11 years it probably would be. They have had this Twinkie for 10 years and it was stale and hard when I found it, so it dates back quite a ways before my ownership. It was found in an estate sale. So apparently estate sales are the way to go. if you want some very old food items. Please see pics as they're part of my description. So you can see a couple pictures here. It really doesn't look like, just looking at it, you wouldn't think it's 11 years old. You might think it's been sitting in the sun for a little bit, but doesn't look crazy or anything. Number 4, quote unquote, lock of my hair. So this person's selling a lock of their hair for $2. And actually I ended up looking back at this, and the bid was up to like $9.50. So people are actually trying to buy this thing. So $9.50 currently for this lock of somebody's hair. Just says, cut my hair this morning and decided to sell my hair to, so have at it. More power to you. Here's a closer picture. Number 3 is one I actually bid on, and I actually won. So this one has ended. I don't have all the details yet, but I will get those to you as soon as I do. So forehead advertising. So this guy was selling basically his forehead as in a billboard almost. So when I found it, it was at $1.04 with 2 bids. I think I ended up winning it for like $3.25. And so he says, forehead advertising. I am auctioning off my forehead for 1 month of advertising. This will be a temporary tattoo that I place on myself. I currently live in Nashville, Tennessee, and pass by hundreds of people per day. Buyer will receive an invoice contract if you'd like to go on longer. 50% of this goes toward the homeless. So I kind of feel bad because like $1.50 goes to the homeless, so I might end up sending him just a little bit more money just to make it more worth his while, since he'd be doing it for a month. Like I said, I haven't contacted him. I just won this yesterday. Paid for it last night. So I need to send him a message and find out what the details are, see what that'll be. So I will be, if this all works out, advertising my YouTube channel, Justin and Alou, on his forehead at some point. So I'm thinking of creating some sort of artwork that says subscribe to Justin and Alou, and then he would tattoo that. And kind of hoping to get a little bit of publicity for him as well, and maybe set up some sort of GoFundMe or donation thing to donate to the homeless people he was trying to do. So stay tuned for that. And here's a close-up of his forehead, so you can see where that nice tattoo will go. Number 2, we have a mounted deer butt face. So not what he called it, but what it is. That is definitely the rear end of a deer, I believe upside down. So he calls it a vintage sideshow gaff, swamp booger freak, taxidermy, and then gaff again. Selling for, or trying to sell for $550. He says that this is a quality vintage sideshow gaff that came out of the Gettysburg Dime Museum. It is a great piece with great history. This is a piece in my personal collection that I'm not trying to part with, but will entertain serious offers. So apparently $550 is the going rate on that. It is kind of cool looking. Looks like something you would go to ask a question. It looks like a very wise person face. So not something I would buy, but respect the coolness of it anyway. And the number 1 weirdest, coolest, strangest thing on eBay right now, in my opinion, and giving this one number 1 just because of the creativity more than anything, is somebody selling their imaginary friend. Imaginary friend needs a new home, so you can have your own imaginary friend for $4,000.98. In the description it says, imaginary friend needs a new home. It's actually an imaginary unicorn. It can fly and chase away any scary stuff. Just keep thinking happy things and keep saying Jesus. That's the key. You gotta say Jesus. And she will use her magic to make the scary things go away, so you get a good night's sleep. And think of happy thoughts and chase away those ghost spirits. So you've got a ghost chasing away imaginary friend unicorn that you can buy for $4,000. That is a steal. She's basically giving it away. Here's some pictures, just in case you were curious. So obviously it's up there flying in the corner of the wall, and then she's got her hand around the imaginary friend unicorn in a couple of these pictures. So go buy it if you need an imaginary friend. $4,000. Okay, so that's the top 10 there. One last thing. So this isn't anything strange or weird like the things I've looked at already, but I did come across it in my searches. So this person, the title says, someone Mr. Beast me and help us save our home. So this one kind of tugged at the old heartstrings a little bit, so I thought I would share just in case anybody wants to help these people out and donate a little bit to them. So I'll read the description here. This is posted partially as a joke, but also partially as a put in the universe because you never know. My wife and I have struggled recently, as many have, from all of the COVID stuff. As a result, we are in the predicament of sell our family home. We have an 8-year-old daughter, or file for bankruptcy. We have tried for numerous loans, but have been denied because of our credit score, which is a big part of the reason we need a loan. Get out of bad, sue happy debt, and be able to upkeep our home. All of this has been with a focus on the next 10 years and beyond. Being able to provide the best life and opportunities for our daughter is paramount. My wife and I had less than stellar childhoods and want to do everything we can to prevent that with our child. That basically means a stable home. Without going into much detail, if you would have told me 2 years ago that we would be in this situation, I would have scoffed. However, here we are. If someone is generous enough to help, I can promise you a holiday proclaimed in your name by my family, which is kind of cool. Like if they legitimately celebrated you one day every year, you know, May 9th is your day for helping them out. I am an artist as well. My daughter is 2, as seen in this pic, so I can also offer art. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. Thanks for your time, Sam P. And so as you can see, there's a picture of his little girl with, I'm assuming, something she painted, which really that painting is kind of cool. So $45,000 is what they're asking. I'm assuming that's what they need to save their home and get out of debt. Again, not expecting much from putting this out there, but wanted to put this out there just in case. I don't know these people, but $45,000, even if anything, like if you have something you could give them, I'm sure that would help. And then you might be able to get some art from them as well, which this picture is kind of cool. So that is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, I would love for you to subscribe, and we will see you next time.